Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Life as Maya.
Can't focus on me.
We're finally doing it. I feel like I'm in front of a whole live crowd right now because I'm super nervous. But I just wanted to do a introductory video of a get to know me, because we're safe here. We're gonna be so safe here. We're gonna have such a good time here. We're gonna share so many crazy life stories, and I just want to give you guys like a quick overview of not only who I am, but like what I see this YouTube space being for me, and not just for me, for you guys. So if you're here, if you've even made it this far, thank you guys for watching, thank you guys for subscribing, and let's go up. All right guys, so before I even answer any questions, because I asked my Instagram to ask me a little bit of questions and whatnot, but before I even answer those, I kind of just want to talk a little bit about myself, let you guys get to know me a little, and then kind of what I want this YouTube to even, like what this YouTube is even for. So I'm Mayia. So my actual full name is Shamaya. A lot of people who only know me from Instagram, like Maya Mills. I have two Instagrams. I have Maya Mills, which is my food page, and I have Life is Maya. And when people meet me in person, they just call me Maya, which I think is really cute, because Maya used to be like a nickname that only my family used to call me, but now like so many people call me Maya. I think it's cute. But if you don't know, my full name is Shamaya. I really don't care which one people call me. It just, Maya's cute and short, so it is what it is. So I am 23 years old. I currently work at, I probably won't say the company, because as much as me and the girls and even the guys that are logging on, we're gonna be close. We're gonna get real close. I just don't want to share too much too soon, because I just don't want to be naive to think that, like, you know, everybody has purest intentions. So I won't share where I work. Some people know, but if you don't know, I work at a Fortune 500 company. Okay. I do work at a really big company though, and I'm a production supervisor at that company. So at 23 years old, like in this age now, I have been, like, I've already learned so much. Like, I feel like a 30-year-old when I'm at my job, because one, I'm surrounded by people who are much older than me. I am over people who are much older than me, so it just feels unreal some days. It was very tough on me a lot of days. It just wasn't what I was expecting to be doing at 23, but I'm also super grateful and happy that I'm getting this type of exposure, not exposure, but experience at such an early point in my career. I think this, like, from here can only go up, but also it has just taught me so much. Being a supervisor, you're not just supervising. You're a therapist some days, you're an accountant, you're a babysitter, like you're a lot of things. And if you're working at any job and you have a supervisor or a boss, give them some grace. We go through a lot. But this isn't about my job. I don't want to be like the girl whose identity is stuck in her job, because I am not. I work my job, obviously, and I won't go as far as to say I love it, if I'm being honest. I do love my job some days, other days can be tough. I'm sure that's any and everybody in this world. But anyway, so what I really enjoy doing is cooking. That's where Maya Mills came from. I literally used to sell plates in college, and I used to think, like, what? Like, how could you do that? Like, who told you to do that? But I really love cooking. I love going to restaurants, trying new foods. I love being like, that was good, but I know I could cook it better. So that's where Maya Mills stems from. I do a whole bunch of recipes on there. I review some restaurants. I gotta get better with that. But on my YouTube, for sure, you will be seeing a lot of food. So if you're a foodie, you're welcome. You are welcome here. We love food. You can expect a lot of cooking videos. I really want to do a segment where I have people come on and we cook, and I ask them questions about their life. And really, that's what Maya Mills will be about. It's going to be about my life. So we'll do vlogs, story times, sit downs, just where I'm talking to you guys. Also have people come on and just share about their life. Like, I can start, you can ask anybody that knows me. I can be in a room with anyone and start a conversation, just because I find different people's walks of life is so interesting. And I feel like when you're in your own little bubble and you just get too caught up in yourself, things can get overwhelming. Things can feel like no one can relate to me. But until you put yourself out there and you meet new people and you just hear about their life, whether the good, bad, or the sad, it puts so much into perspective. So I'm really not shy about a lot of things I've been through, a lot of things I've gone through. I'm very, very transparent. I have like moved a little away from that because, like I said, not everybody has good intentions, but I do just want to create my YouTube. I just want to create a space where people are allowed to be their authentic selves. Like, I'm not gonna come on here being someone that I'm not, because why? Like, just why? I'm not gonna do that. And if anybody don't like it, go. Like, literally go. Really, the reality of everything is, I want a podcast. I really want a podcast, but I just don't know what that looks like for me. I don't know if I'm gonna be the only host or if I'm gonna have a co-host. I really don't know. I'm just tired of talking about it. And I thought YouTube would be a great start, because even if I'm not like an official podcast, I can have people on and still talk. Like, that's what I like to do. If I could talk for a living, I would like to do it. And maybe some people are probably saying, well, maybe you should try to shut up sometimes. But that's just not happening. It's just not happening. But anyway, so let me pull up some of these questions. I posted, if I stepped into YouTube, what would be some good get to know me questions? And that was August 9th. It is September 20th. Also, I was terrified to do this. I was so terrified to put myself out there. And then when I posted my YouTube link, I was getting so much support, and it made me sad, because one girl was like, I don't know if this will even mean much. And I was like, you don't know if it'll mean much. You DMing me. People, when they like my stories, I'd be like, thank you. Thank you. That is support. So when people go out their way to like DM me and just say like, oh, I see you, like, your editing skills are getting better, or I see you just staying consistent, or I love your recipes, like, those things mean so much to me. Words of affirmation, I think that's what it is. But like, that is my love language. Like, I love being reassured. I just like to feel seen. And a lot of times in this content world where everyone's doing content, you don't feel seen. But also, it's like, I enjoy doing it. Like, it's not my full-time job. Maybe one day it will be, but like, my full-time job is what I said previously. But this is just for fun. Like, I love making TikToks. I love making food videos. Like, so I take pride in what I do, but also it's just for fun. But when people see that, I'm just like, it means a lot. So go ahead and leave a comment if you can. Okay, let's get into these questions. What do you do for work? I answered that. What's your favorite meal to eat versus cook? My favorite meal to eat, I will say, it's probably a seafood boil. I feel like a homemade seafood boil compared to a one you get at a restaurant, for me at least, it just doesn't hit the same. So that's just not something I've mastered yet. Like, what sauce do y'all use in a restaurant with all them garlic bits? So good. But favorite food to eat, definitely a seafood boil versus cook. I have so many like meals I like to cook. I mean, I guess like my go-to, like if I'm trying to impress somebody and I know this one's gonna hit, it's probably gonna be salmon. And that's like 20 million different variations of salmon that I can make. So you got honey garlic, lemon herb, braided salmon, lemon garlic. Like, there's just so much that you can do with salmon. So I think that's like one of the, whatever. I can't talk. I just said I want to talk for a living and can't talk. Okay, anyways. That's my favorite meal to eat versus cook, I guess. That's kind of like off the whim, because I really actually am not too sure about the cooking one. I feel like I would like to cook a lot of meals. Did you learn you like cooking, and what is your go-to meal? Basically, like what I said, my go-to meal is probably, honestly, my go-to meal is probably like any form of pasta. There's a million different ways to do a pasta, salmon, I like a lot of Korean food. It's pretty easy to make at home. Those are my like go-tos. But when did you learn you like cooking? During quarantine, actually. So I remember cooking when I was a little girl, but I just kind of did it because like I just wanted to help my mom out. Like my mom worked a lot and she had 4 kids, so just knowing that like if I cook dinner and she can come home and just eat, that helped. That just made me feel good, like to help her. I never like did it out of like, oh my god, I love this. It was just like for me to help, really. Now, oh well, now I love cooking, but when did I learn that I like cooking? In quarantine. Quarantine with my family, and a lot of the restaurants we used to go to, we obviously couldn't go to anymore. And I think one of the things we were craving was beef and broccoli, and I was like, I can make that. And I looked up a recipe on YouTube and I did it, and I was like, okay, if I can do beef and broccoli, I used to think that was so hard back then. I could do this, I can do this, and I can do this. And not gonna lie, I was getting them checks. I was getting them checks every week. So I was able to buy like things I probably wouldn't have bought before just to go home and cook for my family. And that's when I discovered like, oh, like I get a joy out of this. Like I love cooking. So quarantine is definitely when I was able to just like invest my time in that because we have nothing else to do. So I was cooking. Put that on my mama. Sorry. These are some good questions. I don't want to make my first video super long, so I'm trying not to do too much. How did you and Raji meet? So funny story. Raji's my boyfriend, for anyone who doesn't know. We actually just moved in together 3 months. We've been dating for 2 years, but that number kind of varies a little because we've had like a unique dating story. But the first time we actually met ever was at a party, and I was drinking a lot. We moved away from her, but I was drinking a lot, and I was new to drinking in that phase of my life, so I was pretty drunk. And he came up to me, asked me for my Snapchat, I think, and he got it, and then he never hit me up again. And I remember the next day I was just like, bro, I remember some guy coming up to me with a nice smile, like, who is that guy? I was asking my friends, like, who was I talking to? None of them knew who I was talking to, and we just stopped talking after that. I posted one video of me cooking salmon on my story. He commented and asked for the recipe once, and then we never talked again for about like a year and a half. And then randomly he on Instagram, no, I was doing questions on Instagram, and he slid up and was like, I love how you do your hair, you're so versatile. Something like that, I don't know. And then, yeah, from then on, we just started dating. We actually were dating for a good like 6 months. And then 3 months, we were dating for like a good 6 months, and then he decided he didn't know if he wanted something serious after 6 months. So then we stopped talking for like 2 months, and then he came back in my life, and I opened him up with open arms. No, I really didn't. I kind of made it a little hard for him at first, but one thing I respected about how that situation went was he was honest with me. As much as like I was hurt by him like deciding that he didn't want anything serious after dating me for 6 months, I respected the fact that he didn't drag it, lie about it, and he kind of just was like super open on. He was honest about it. So I had every right to be mad, but it was like, you were honest, and we ask for honesty from guys all the time, and when they give it to us, we don't like it. So it left a little bit of a bad taste, but him coming back was okay, whatever. And we both love cooking. We both love kids. We have so much in common. It was scary. So to this day, we are so alike, and he's just kind. He's so nice. He's a sweet guy. He loves his family. He loves his friends. He's just a good guy. You don't run into many guys like that often. So that's how we met. That's how we met. And you guys will definitely see him a lot, even though he probably not by his own will, but he'll be on here. Favorite things to help relax when you're stressed. All right. Let me just tell everyone now, I'm not going, like, I have friends in all different types of groups. Like, I have friends who are Christians. I have a friend who is Muslim. I have friends who don't believe in God, and I just have friends who are more spiritual than religious. I have friends all across the scales, but I am a Christian girl, and I believe in Jesus Christ, and I also believe in prayer. I have the praying auntie. I have no nieces and nephews, but I pray. So I also have 2 dogs. Nobody's here. One is like a super barker. When she hears the door, or if she thinks anybody's at the door, she barks. She was raised in an apartment. The other one wasn't, so she doesn't react to every little thing. But you guys can meet them at the end of the video. But what are the things that I do when I'm stressed? I pray. That is the first thing I do. I pray and I get in my word, because I know that is the only person who can calm down any anxious feelings that I have. And when I pray and I know I put it in God's hands, I won't say I'm immediately relaxed, but I feel a comfort that God knows where I'm at, God knows what I need. He can do it. And he has shown up in my life in so many different areas that, like, I just be like, take it off my plate and put it on yours. You got it. And I'm still on this journey. When I was in school, I really had to ask myself, like, are you a Christian because you believe in Jesus, or are you a Christian because you were raised Christian? And we'll get into that in another video, but yeah, that's like the main thing I do. Prayer. Any moment spent in prayer isn't a moment at waste at all. I do that when I'm feeling stressed. I cook when I'm stressed. I try a new recipe, takes my mind off of what's stressing me to that. I love watching podcasts. Like, I love watching podcasts. I love watching sermons, but like, I really, really love watching podcasts. I watch some crazy podcasts too. Like, I don't just watch one type of podcast. Like, I watch so many different podcasts, so many crazy. I probably wouldn't even share all the podcasts that I watch, because you'd be like, why are you watching that? But I just love hearing people's opinions. Like, I love hearing what people have to say. Not all the time do I agree with it. Not all the times would I do things that some people on podcasts say they do. But I think it's just funny to hear. So, whatever. Yeah, I do that. And I like tequila. This is like I said, I am not showing up here as anyone else but myself. Like, sometimes when I'm stressed, I like to make a cocktail. And that's another thing. You guys will definitely be seeing so many cocktail recipes on here. But yeah, if I'm stressed, I might make a cocktail. I might teach you how to make one. But yeah, okay, let's do one more question, because like I said, I don't want this video to be too long. What made you want to start YouTube? So I did feel like I answered that earlier, but I kind of want to answer it one more time, just so we're clear on what Life as Mayia is all about. But basically, I really wanted to start YouTube just because I feel like on my food page, I'm posting food. On TikTok, I get to post more of my personality and I'm making videos. But what I found that I'm struggling with TikTok is I try to keep my videos short there, but all the ideas that I have are like more longer videos. And I'm like, this is YouTube content. Like, I be trying to put full 15-minute videos on TikTok. Why are you doing that? So I feel like I can't do all that I want to do on TikTok, and I can't do all that I want to do on my food page. And YouTube was like the best space to do both. Like I said, I also want to transition into a podcast one day, but kind of just want to get a space of people who know me and who see they're interested in hearing what I have to say, to be quite frank. So I just want to have so many people on my YouTube. I want to have so many people come talk about themselves. Let's chit chat it up. I want to get ready with me, do a little makeup, do a little cooking, do a little cocktail. Like, I have so many ideas for this page, and you guys are gonna see them all. Like, I'm coming with some content, guys. Story times, vlogs, get ready with me, cooking videos. I'm gonna have some amazing guests on my YouTube. These amazing guests are my friends, but they're amazing, and we're just gonna go up. Road to 1,000 subscribers. Today is the day we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Is that too high? Because I haven't even touched 100. But no, road to 1,000 subscribers. We're gonna get to 1,000 subscribers, and then after 1,000, we're gonna get to 10,000. After 10,000, 100,000, and we just gonna keep going up, guys. So guys, if you've made it this far on my first ever YouTube video, I thank you so much. I thank you guys so much, because it just means a lot. I'm not a person who likes to sit and watch people rant, not by themselves. I like listening to people rant on podcasts, but if you made it this far, thank you. Please come back for more. Like, comment, and subscribe, and see you next time.
Can't focus on me.